Alright, good afternoon everybody. Tonight we got a dang Yamaha in here back for the Lansdale's ATV repair shop. And he has broke the rear drive shaft in two and he wants the rear CV axles replaced. So we're going to get that done tonight, show y'all what broke, how to fix it, and how to get the rear differential out. So whatever, we got a Grizzly 660 here. About I want to say it's between a 2002 and a 2005. Somewhere in there, and somebody can drop it in the comments. But he didn't have this problem until he put a new set of back tires on there that looked like they come off a Honda Rancher, and they're smaller than the front wheels. And he claimed he was trying to pull something out somewhere, and whatever he's trying to pull out snapped the drive shaft. So whatever, we'll get the rear diff out, see how hard it is to do. Alright, so get the tires off here. And we can get in there where we can see a little better. Get one off on both sides. And then see what we got to take out and get the differential off this thing. Get these tires off here. It looks like there's two bolts in the bottom of the diff. We also got to get these axles out, so we'll go ahead and do that. I'm probably going to, let me see here. Yeah, just take these two bolts out right here, and that'll pull this hub out, and I can just jerk the axle out of the differential if everything goes smoothly on both sides. So right here, got my impact with a 14 and 11/16 or 17 fits this side. Maybe I can get these suckers out. There's one bolt. I'll get that bottom bolt out. I'm going to leave this piece on here, that way it gives you something to pull on. Now these little washers, they'll come off. Just set them somewhere, keep up with them. Don't lose them. Now, normally you turn this way and give it a good snatch, it'll come out of there, and there may be some oil leak out. Yeah, like that right there. They come out. A Polaris, it's a whole nother ball game. So I'll get the other side jerked apart, get that axle out. I don't know.
I'll come down at 5.
Alright, I got this side unbolted. Now let's see if it comes out as smooth as that side. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so got that one out. And now, normally if you're just replacing axles, you don't have to mess with the diff. You just take this nut off, get your hub off, and your wheel bearing assembly under there, and just put your new axle through. Okay, if you look down in here where my finger is, I don't know if you can see it, but there's two 12mm bolts in the back of this brake caliper. I'm going to pull them out to get the caliper off of the rotor in here in the center. That way it ain't tying me up. So I'll get them out. I just got a ratchet at 12. See if that'll work. Get in there. I might need an extension because they are in a tight spot, or I might have to use a wrench. Looks like I might have to use a wrench. Okay, well I got the two 12mm bolts out. Now I can grab this caliper and pull it off of the rotor out the side over here. So now all we got left is two bolts in the bottom of the diff that are 14mm. And we'll see if we can get it around sideways to get the front off and get the drive shaft out. Okay, I got the bolt out right here out of the A-frame, or the A-arm. And now this bolt, I gotta lift this up maybe, and I can slide this bolt out. So I'm going to try that. Let's see if we can get enough room to get this bolt out. I got it stuck. Yeah. Hang on, let me get a pry bar. Okay, I got a wrench under here prying this up. I should be able to slide this bolt right out that hole right there. Okay, so I got that one out. Now I'll work on unscrewing this front one, which is right here. I know it's hard to see up in there. So should get it out. It's another 214s. And we'll see what happens. I just wish it could go down in there. I feel like it's not gonna want to turn that easy. So we'll put this wrench over it to make another handle. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I'm just gonna smash my fingers. Maybe get in there and restrap that bolt. That ain't working. So half-inch. No, I mean 3 or whatever. Big ratchet going to adapter to another adapter to an extension, and trying to break so much loose. Okay, that broke it right loose. So let's try the old impact now. Fell out of there. Okay, it's unbolted. That should unplug. Yeah, there we go. Unplugged out of the motor. It's not what I was hoping for, but that works too. Now I have to get something and get this rubber boot pried off here. So let me find something. Maybe this wrench right here will work. Pry this whole rubber boot off the front of the coupler that couples the drive shaft to the rear differential. Thing's pretty flat. Now this was the part that was slipping, but it must have tore the splines up pretty bad. Okay, well, let me see if I can get this thing out of here. Around to this side where I can see it. Okay, well I finally wiggled and jerked on it enough it come out of there, but yeah, all these splines are gone. And in there where it's set, it dang tore all the splines out. So this is supposed to be grease so it can slide back and forth. When it loses its grease is when it starts having problems. So now I got to, there's a nut down in this hole. If I can get this differential around where y'all can see it. There's a nut up in here in the center. I gotta take a screwdriver and clean it out. It's over up in there. Diff's turned sideways. So it's gotta come off. There's a nut that's gotta come off in there. A bolt. And this piece will come off. And then I gotta take these 6 bolts out. Holds the brake disc on. Okay, so I got my pick right here. And all this dang rusty grease powder. Gotta get that out of there so I can get my socket in there. But it's just full of yuck down in there. Just rust powder. So I get that out. I'll take this bolt out and should be able to pull this hub off right here. The socket's what I've been calling it. And well, here in a second I'll go get the new parts to show y'all what we got from the eBay to replace all this. Okay, so I got a 3/4 socket shoved in there, and I'm gonna try to get this off. Now, for y'all who wanted to actually pull the diff out to rebuild it, you take that shock off over there, and I think you can take it out the side. I'm gonna try to do it with it in here, so I don't have to pull on no more extra stuff off. See if this will take it out. It's surprisingly very loose. It's just a nut. Just a nut in there. A bunch of dust. Puh. And then the hub comes off and all that powder, and there's a washer in there. Ugh, man, that dust is rough. So I'll go get the new stuff. Now we'll have to take my rotor off of here and put it on my new hub. I'm gonna put my finger on it. So whatever, we got a 10 on this side and an Allen wrench on that side. Hit the gas a little bit. Alright. There's one down. 5 more to go. So y'all get the concept. Take all them out. So right here's our new hub. And we got a matching hub and drive shaft together when we ordered them. So we'll go ahead and pull that out. We have to get the 6 bolts out. The fan thing goes on that side. So you plug this back through, put the 6 bolts back in, and then we put it back on the differential. So we'll get all these 6 bolts put back on here. Okay, so we got all 6 bolts put back in here, and we'll bolt it back onto the rear differential. Okay, so right here we got the rear diff. Go ahead and take this here brake disc and the new socket piece and try to line it up with the lines, and the rear end strut crawl out of here. So we'll line that up. Once it lines up, it'll just fall back on there. There we go. Then we got a washer goes inside there, and the nut that's still in the 3/4 socket. So we'll put that in there. I'll grab the impact and tighten it back up. Okay, that ought to be good. Now we'll turn it all back around and bolt it back down. And we'll have to put the new drive shaft in when we get it turned around. This is the drive shaft. The side with the spring, and make sure this spring is in there because it's what keeps your drive shaft tight, goes towards the engine, and that side plugs into the this piece right here. And you want to put some grease in here, that way it won't rust and fall apart like it did last time. So we'll put some grease in there and get that ready to go back together. So we'll get that back like that. And grab our new drive shaft. Make sure the spring's still in there. This is when you want to plug it up while you still got room. Plug it back in. And the spring fell out. That's a dandy. Oh, that's right here. So plug that up. Now you grab a hold of the drive shaft. Try not to smash your fingers, which I just did. And get it plugged into the back of the dang motor without losing that spring out of there. It's gonna be a fight because it's pushing backwards all the time. Okay, so we're gonna stick my wrench back into here. Draw this A-arm back up. Out of the way. Get this bolt through. I think I had a different wrench over there. There we go. just had it all up in it. Okay, got the second bolt in. Now I just gotta put the nuts on. Tighten that back up. So, then put this brake caliper back in there. Then the new axles. And top it off with oil. So right here's the nut that goes on the back. Now this would be an easy job if you had the A-arms pulled out. So if you want to go that far, pull them bottom A-arms out. This wouldn't be too bad. So now I just tighten this up on the other side with a 14mm socket. Oh. That one's tight. I just have to put that other nut on. Wrench in here. I took this out with the impact. Got them two drive shafts installed. So now I gotta come put the bolt back in the A-arm. Let's put that back through there. Put that, this 11/16 or 17mm nut on the back of this one. Go ahead and plug this vent line up here back in. Don't forget about it. So this one you gotta do it with 2 wrenches, unless you got ratchet wrenches. And I probably got one. I just went over there and looked for it. By the time I found it, I had the bolt out. So. Okay, I got that tight. And now I'll go ahead and put the brake caliper back on. It was up under here, and the brake shoes can be a little tricky. Hopefully nobody pushed the brakes while this was off. You'll have to pry it back out because it'll shut the brake shoes and then it won't want to go on at all. Let's get it stuck back through there. The bolts go through the diff and actually screw into the brake caliper. So got them tight. Now let's open up these new axles and see if they fit in the differential. But right here we got the box of axles. I'm gonna crack it open from eBay. Sorry about the lighting if it sucks. I never knew that LEDs would mess a GoPro up so bad. See where we got these from. Here's one of them. CV axle shafts. Now these was like $114 for 2 of them, I think. 119, something like that. Made in China. So hopefully they'll fit. think they're remanufactured. So it comes with a new locking pin, but it don't have the nut with the little holes in it, but it's got the hole in the axle. So, but yeah. You can see where it got tempered right here, where they heated it, or that's where it got hot last time before they rebuilt it. I don't know. It looks like it was used around these splines. But looks good to go. Feels good and tight. The center's bigger than the factory one, so I guess they're for run bigger tires. Just got a lot bigger shaft in there. But you can compare it here to the original. Whatever, you can see how small that is and how big this one is compared to it. But I'm hoping it'll fit. It does look a little weird right here because that is different there, but maybe I got the wrong side. Let me look at the other one. Axles are different. So this one's for this side, that would be the right side. And the one for the left looks like that. It doesn't have this space. So we'll come around here and see if we can plug it into the rear end. Yeah, the gears are further up in there, is why it's got that space like that. Can be a little tricky to get it around that shock. Once you get it, you feel the splines lock in. You give this thing a couple of pops. Dang. Phew. It don't go in there. Let's see if this axle will just pop right back in here. No problem. So I can get the other side on camera on it. Went in there. Oh yeah, I just pushed it in by hand. It went right in there. Okay, now we'll get the hubs and stuff pulled off the old axles. Yep. 11/16, 17. Put the hub on. Then the nut, which the washer goes on first. Right here, I got this piece in here. It says up side, so that's the side that goes up. Just slide it over your axle and go ahead and stick it in the bottom A-arm. Shouldn't go through them bearings, pretty easy. Alright, put the hub on there. Oh wait, this O-ring goes on there, on the axle. Seal dirt from getting in the back of these splines. Washer. Factory nut. So I ain't like the nuts that come with these axles. Okay, impact. What size was that? That's a dang 15/16. Make sure you line your quarter pin hole up. I got one lined up right now. Go ahead and put this pin through there. And bend it around. Just take you something and press it back. And then where'd that rubber cap go? Put your hub cap back on. And I got to tighten these up with 14 11/16. Okay, now we just got to slap the wheels and tires back on both sides and top off the rear end oil because some was lost, and should be good to roll out of here. Now if you're running a 4-wheel drive, always make sure to run the same size tires on the front and back, or don't run it in 4-wheel drive because you can break some stuff. So I'll get these put on there and should be good to go.